This episode is brought to you by William Hill's Final One Standing. Can you outlast the AFTV crew? Step up or step out.
AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date. Your players will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal.
Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Big game today. Arsenal going to Anfield to take on Liverpool. Haven't won there since 2012. The two teams still unbeaten. Both of them have won their first two games. Whoever wins today will go top and will be the only team in the division to have won all three games so far. So, not a season-defining game, but definitely say for Arsenal, if we could go there and get a win, I mean, it would be a significant win, but a really tough place to go to. And two of the very best teams in this division coming head-to-head. Really exciting. The two teams as well, that when you look at the transfer window, have really gone big in this window and have really made some exciting signings. Liverpool, as we know, I've been making big signings since the window started, and could still round it off with Mark Gahey and Alexander Isak, as well as, earlier on they bought in Verts, they bought in Ekitike. They've gone big in this window, Frimpong. But then Arsenal, gone big as well. Gyökeres, Zubamendi, Eze, Madueke, so the two teams that have really gone for it, and it's going to be an exciting matchup. On Final One Standing, my heart was beating yesterday, right? Because I went for Man United, I risked it all, right, and it nearly ended in failure. Had they have not got that very dodgy penalty at the end, Man United would have knocked me out of this. Because remember, if your team draws or loses, you're out. But I'm through to the next round. Still got a chance of the 500k. Remember the William Hill game, if you would like to play, it's available right now. Scan the QR code, click the link in the description. Even if you haven't entered, they've got new leagues now where you can win up to £200,000, right? And also we're going to be starting off these new leagues where we go head-to-head against each other. So if you want to get involved, as I said, the link's there. You've got to be over 18 or based in the UK or Ireland. Please gamble responsibly. Good luck. But as I said, big spending this summer in the transfer window by Arsenal. And we're into the last 2 days now of the transfer window. It shuts tomorrow at 7 p.m. And we know that Piero Hincapie is joining Arsenal. Yesterday, some eyebrows are kind of raised because he was in the squad for the Bayer Leverkusen game against Werder Bremen. But he was only in that squad really just to say his goodbyes to the Bayer Leverkusen fans. A very tearful goodbye, he said to them. But he said his goodbye. He didn't play any minutes in the game whatsoever. And he's flying over to London today to do his medical and is set to be announced on Monday. Of course, I've said this over the years. Monday, of course, is deadline day. Sky TV over here go very big with it. Lots of coverage. And they need some transfers to announce. So if they won't be announcing it today, it'll be announced, as far as I've been told, on Monday. Hincapie joining Arsenal and going the other way. Well, not exactly the other way, because he's not going to Germany. He's going, of course, to Portugal, is Jacob Kiwior, who also said his goodbyes yesterday to his teammates at Arsenal's training. Very popular member of the squad, but he is now moving on, joining Porto with the loan and obligation to buy around about £23 million. And he's going to be having his medical today in Portugal and will be announced as a Porto player. So both of those two players, one coming in and one going out. And again, good business by Berta not to be leaving those things hanging. As one player's departed, you've replaced him, and that is what should be going on. But who will Berta sign next? Will he sign anybody before that transfer window closes at 7 p.m. on Monday night? Now, of course, he's still actively, according to reports, in the market looking for players. There's a report that I saw that he's still got around £70 million to spend if he wants. Apparently, he was allocated 400 million by the owners. They said, listen, you can spend up to that this transfer window, depending on a couple of outgoings as well. And the rumours are he could still spend another 70 million. Now, will he spend that before the end of this window? He's said to be actively looking at other targets, him and Mikel Arteta. One of those is Antoine Semenyo, who had a great game yesterday. I mean, Spurs, they got brought down to, earth with a bump yesterday. And I watched some of that game, and they got absolutely dominated by Bournemouth. A great performance by Bournemouth. A team that's lost a load of players this window and still looking good. But he played excellently against Spurs. Yet again, he's been excellent in all their 3 games. And Arsenal said to be interested in him as that left-winger solution. However, be a really difficult deal to get done. As I've reported before, even though Arsenal have showed an interest in him all window, he signed that new extension at the start of this window. And I think it's so unlikely that Bournemouth would let him leave, especially at this stage when they wouldn't be able to replace him. So I just rule that one out, really. But it is one that's been spoken about maybe January, because he might hold some of that money over. He's also said to be having a look at Malik Fofana. Now, again, another player that's been linked with Arsenal all transfer window. We know that Lyon are looking for around about that £50 million mark, 45 to £50 million mark for him. That's the sort of price he's going to go for. They've seen what other players have gone for, other wide players in this transfer window. Still only very young as well, and a top prospect. So they're going to be looking 45, 50 million. Garnacho went for around about that price yesterday. Arsenal still said to be looking at a possible late move for Malik Fofana. But again, depending on the outgoings. And one other one. And now I know on yesterday's show, I said that Real Madrid have put it out there that he's not for sale. But I know these things can change very quickly. Look at yesterday we saw, transfers that were supposed to happen falling through at the last minute in Nicholas Jackson's move to Bayern. Rodrigo, again last night for Real Madrid in their 3-0 win, he played no minutes, didn't even get off the bench. Could he be sitting there thinking to himself, I don't know, man, World Cup year, one day of the window to go, I fancy a loan somewhere. I know they've said he's not going anywhere, but stranger things have happened. Keep an eye on that situation right up until 7 p.m. I don't think that's completely over yet. That's just a hunch. That's not a rumor or anything like that, but that's just, it's a weird situation there. Players that could be going out, Fabio Vieira is the big one. Now, we know that Stuttgart have been trying to buy him, but they're really struggling to get the money together to get this deal done. So in have come West Ham. West Ham really interested in signing Fabio Vieira. No real details yet on how they try to do it. However, they could lose Lucas Paqueta, who could be on his way to Aston Villa for around about £45 million. That would give them the funds to get a deal done for Fabio Vieira. Arsenal said to be looking up to around about £20 million. So again, one to keep an eye on tomorrow. That one depends on a lot of different things happening. There's also said to be another Bundesliga club interested in Fabio Vieira. But the deal for Zinchenko, because David Ornstein had reported that Marseille were really exploring a move for Alexander Zinchenko. But the real sticking point for Marseille was his £150,000 a week wages. Obviously, if you're a player, you don't want to drop your wages, wherever you're moving to. They've now turned to Emerson from West Ham instead. They're going to be signing him. I saw you got a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. So it does look like Zinchenko, that deal for him to go to Marseille is not going to happen. So will there be a late move for Zinchenko in tomorrow's transfer window? Still a lot of players that still need to depart before the end of that window. Reece Nelson, Sambi Lukonga. So it's going to be a busy day on Monday. And we definitely have to keep our eyes on the situation. And we will be. We'll be back here in the morning with Transfer Daily. We're going to be giving you transfer updates and transfer shows right throughout the day on AFTV, right up until then. That window shuts at 7 p.m, so you will not miss a thing. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow for the final day of Transfer Daily.
You lot are always in the comments saying that we don't know ball. Well, now it's your chance to prove it. We've partnered with William Hill to bring you Final One Standing. The rules are simple. Pick a Premier League team every week. Win, you stay in. Lose or draw, you're out. But you can only pick each team once. It's free to play. You need to have a William Hill app to play, so scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description below to get involved. 18 plus, UK only. Please gamble responsibly. Terms and conditions apply, and full terms are in the link below. Don't worry if you get knocked out. There's new games with new jackpots every Premier League week. Let's see who's the final one standing.